So Sherry French is back with more TikTok hacks for your home, and today we're going to up your game when it comes to baking. Sherry, so nice to see you again on the show because I use almost every one of these hacks that you show on the show, so it's awesome.
Well, thank you. And yes, baking, so many of us have been doing so much more baking over the last year. I've got some great hacks that you may not even know about.
Okay, I love the first one for the soggy muffins or soggy cupcakes.
Cupcakes. And I didn't know this one. So usually you'll bake your cupcakes, but you'll pull them out and the bottom is actually quite greasy or wet. Great hack. Grab your box of rice, put a handful in your hand, and you're going to fill all of those cupcake holders so when you're baking them and they come out, they are not going to get stuck or wet on the bottom. You just brush off the rice that's remaining, and you've got super dry cupcake or muffin bottoms.
What a great idea. And maybe just save all those rice bits or whatever in a separate jar and just use them again for every baking thing that you do.
Absolutely.
Great idea.
Eggs. So I'll be honest, I was always the lady, if it said room temperature eggs, I would reach into my fridge and grab the refrigerated eggs. Not the best if you're an expert baker. So to get eggs quickly to room temperature, just grab a bowl, some tap water that's lukewarm, 5 minutes, and they are going to be ready to use at room temperature.
Okay.
And I've got another egg one. So as far as when you're cracking eggs and you get those little bits right in with whatever you're baking and you don't want to use your fingers, which I used to do, and pull those out, take those extra bigger shells, dip them into whatever you're baking, and they will attract all of those little eggshells, and the eggshells will come right out of whatever you're baking or cooking. I did not know this one.
Wow. For me, I go rogue and I just leave them in there.
Oh.
If it's not that big, oh, it's extra fiber.
Or crunch. Get a little extra crunch. All right, this next one I love too, because quite often you're baking with sticky things, peanut butter or honey. You put it into whatever you're measuring, but you can't get it all out. You need to use a knife or a spoon to get that remaining stuff. Easy hack. Either use cooking oil or just a little spray, then put the peanut butter and the honey or whatever sticky you're using, and I promise you it's going to fall right off of the spoon. And watch this peanut butter just drop into the little cup.
Oh.
Easy,
Very
right?
easy.
Yeah, and the honey too is going to fall right off. No more sticking to stuff.
That's very good.
All right, this next one, it's kind of an improvisation of what my mom used to do. I remember when we were little, when you want to bake a cake and you don't want it to stick and you don't want to use spray, you use wax or parchment paper. So an easy hack for this one, you're just going to take a sheet, you're going to fold it in half twice, you're going to fold it into 2 circles, turn this round pan upside down, and just using your scissors, you're going to measure from the inside out and cut, and you're going to end up with a round shape that you'll put on the bottom of your pan while you're baking, and I promise that cake is not going to stick.
Oh, that's a good one.
Easy. Again, everything's easy, and you just don't know all of them.
Yeah, okay, what's the next one with the Ghirardelli? Because I saw Ghirardelli when I came over to the plasma, and I'm like, oh.
Okay, I didn't know this one, and I love this one. So we do, for fun occasions, make chocolate dipped strawberries. But traditionally, when I dry them, they go on a parchment paper, and they're flat on one side, right? They're not very pretty. Here's a great hack. Grab some toothpicks. You're then going to stick that into your strawberry, dip it into chocolate, but here's the hack. Take your colander, flip it upside down, and you're going to put those toothpicks sticking right into that colander, and all of the strawberries are going to dry without being flat.
Oh, that's a really, really great one. Okay, we've got about 30 seconds left. Do you have another one?
Yeah, so this is my favorite, and I'll be honest, I've been doing this because I've never bought buttermilk in my life. So in a pinch, for pancakes on Sunday, I even use it to soak my chicken fingers, a cup of milk, and then 1 shot of white vinegar, as I'm spilling, 1 shot of white vinegar.
No sense crying over spilt milk.
Or a tablespoon if you want to measure. Grab your whisk, put it in a bowl, and you are going to have the lightest buttermilk. And again, I use it as real buttermilk, but it's a replacement for whatever you're baking, and that recipe is calling for it. But I'm sure you have both in your kitchen right now. Easy.
Okay. Awesome tips. Going to try them this weekend. Thanks very much, Sherry.
Thanks for having me.